Today I'm going to be giving you my top tips for fulfillment by Amazon.
Let me sober up. Let me face things over and over again.
What's up guys, TJ here with another fulfillment by Amazon video. If you like these types of videos, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Also, please click that bell icon so you can get notifications whenever I post new content. So today I'm going to be doing my top 10 tips for fulfillment by Amazon. Yes. So this is a video that I posted over a year ago. I'm kind of going to revisit it because I got a lot of questions and comments on that video, and I've actually grown as a FBAer, if you will. I learned a lot of things, you know, in that year span, and I just want to have a discussion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a couple of questions down in the comment section below, and I want your feedback on these questions. I want to have an open discussion because a lot of people have a lot of questions and they may not necessarily know what to ask, but they know they have questions. So I'm going to pose I'm going to put a few questions down in the comment section below, and we can have that discussion. So let's go. All right, so this is going to be number 7. Number 7. What niche are you going to be in? I struggled with this when I first started doing fulfillment by Amazon because I didn't necessarily know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to sell stuff online, but I didn't know exactly like if I was going to be selling gadgets, if I was going to be selling jewelry, if I was going to be selling, you know, cosmetics, if I was going to be selling clothing. So in the beginning, it took about a year or so for me to kind of fine tune exactly what I wanted to do. Initially, I really like tech stuff. I'm a techie, and I do make a lot of techie kind of purchases. So I said, you know, I want to get into that. Well, technology kind of moves so rapidly, it's hard to catch up. You know, by the time you get something manufactured or you get something ordered, you know, it's going to kind of be outdated technology, and you're not going to have a market for that outdated technology. And then I went into like a clothing kind of thing. So then I was, you know, I designed a whole entire clothing line. And I really wasn't necessarily passionate about that clothing line, so you know it didn't really go anywhere. So then that's when I really thought about what could I purchase that I really like, something I could design so I could be creative, and that was my watches. So you really have to really think about what niche you're going to be in when you're selling things. If you like makeup, or if you know a lot about makeup, and you know how to combo makeup, or you know things like that, you know, you really have to think about like where I'm going to fit into this market, because there are so many people in the market that you are going to have to create, you know, carve out that little corner for yourself within the e-commerce world. So really think about what you're going to do before you start, which is going to bring me to my number 6, which is going to be having a plan. So that may seem very generic, but a lot of people kind of jump into an online business or any business kind of willy-nilly and don't really have a plan. With every business that I come up with, I have a structured business plan. I sit there, I think about it for a couple weeks, you know, what I'm going to do, what, when, where, how, you know, how these things are going to fit into my life. How am I going to manage a business online, or manage a, you know, whatever it is online. So I really think about what I'm going to do. I write it all out, I type it on the computer, and I have that business plan. And when I have questions, I can refer back to it and say, okay, this is what I originally thought. You know, how can I evolve on this, or how can I make this plan better? But just take, you know, even if it's just one day out of you know, a week, and just sit down and think about, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is the plan. This is how I'm going to implement what I'm going to do. And you have to execute that. And a lot of businesses fail because they don't think about what they're going to do before they do it. I took a lot of time to research the market and see what was selling and what was trending on Amazon as well as eBay. eBay is a little bit different because you can pretty much sell anything on eBay, but you can't sell everything on Amazon, you know, without applying to be in that. And you know, they don't really like a lot of used kind of things. So it's just kind of evolving. the Fulfillment by Amazon is more geared towards Prime members, and Prime members is going to be, you know, new things that's going to be delivered to their house in 2 business days. So that's really who you have to cater to if you're going to do Fulfillment by Amazon. All right, to my number 5 tip, it's going to be understanding what the buy box is and how to win the buy box. So I did create a video on how to win the buy box. I'll put a link to that up here on the video. But that is very essential to your success or your failure on Amazon. If you are not winning the buy box for your category or for your item, you're not going to sell that many items. You know, you may sell 1 or 2 here and there, but a lot of people are going to maybe clicking on your link, but they're going to be making purchases from somebody else. And this is really for people that have like commingled items or items that are sold in stores, something that anybody can go to Walmart and purchase, or there's a lot of sellers for that particular item on Amazon. Now, I'm not talking about categories, because you can have a private label item in a category and you may not rank well, so you may not sell a lot of items within that category. But what I'm talking about is if you sell, you know, a Hello Kitty watch that you can purchase online or you can purchase at Walmart, you may have, you know, 45 other people that sell that same exact Hello Kitty watch, but they may sell it 50 cents cheaper than you, so they are going to be winning the buy box. And so you really have to go through and test the market and see what's feasible and what's not. You know, it may not be profitable for you to sell those Hello Kitty watches, but there could be a Power Rangers watch that could, you know, put you in that kind of zone where you can make money and actually sell a lot of units. Just think about winning the buy box and what that actually means. Google it, look at some videos about it, understand the Amazon algorithm and how it works, and you may be successful. The number 4 thing is going to be creating your listing before you purchase your items. I cannot stress this enough. A lot of people go out and they think about what they're going to sell. They make this plan and then they buy some items. They may buy 100, they may buy 1,000, and then they get on Amazon and create their listing, and boom, they get stopped. They can't, because Amazon has what they call restricted categories, or gated categories as I call them. And I made a video about how to apply and enter those categories. I put a link to it right here. If you are not accepted into that category the first time you apply, you can't apply again for 90 days. So now we're talking about if you purchase a whole bunch of products and think you're going to be selling them, and then you go to create your product listing and boom, you can't, and then now you got to wait 90 days before you can apply again and may be rejected again. So really you need to go through and see what you're going to be selling. So it goes back to your plan, that goes back to your niche, your niche that you're going to be in, and think about what you're going to be actually selling and actually create those listings. Now, it's going to, you know, you may think, well, it's going to be hard for me to create a list and I don't have pictures of it or the items or anything like that. But what you can do is you can go on there and you can create a listing and not list it. So creating your listing and listing it is 2 different things. When you go in, you can create your listing, apply for whatever category you're going to be in, and then you can go back and say, okay, now I'm in this category, I can post these products on Amazon. Now I can make my purchase. When you get those in, you can take your photos with the white background and, you know, post them to Amazon and create your listing. But, you know, I'm all about saving time, and you really don't want to be fumbling around with trying to get approved after you've made the purchase of your item. Come tell you right now,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Alright, the number 3 thing is going to be prepping your items. So prepping your items, I'm very adamant about knowing exactly how to prep your items, because there's going to be a lot of things that can save time when you go out and you prep your items. Is if you have everything there at the time when you do it. I had a lot of items when I first started. I had 1,000 items to prep, and it took me like 2 weeks to prep them because I didn't have what I needed to prep those items. I didn't have poly bags, I didn't have tags, I didn't have barcodes, you know, I didn't have all these things that you need to prep your items. So if you think about what you're going to be selling, you know, you gain access into that category. You're like, okay, boom, I'm going to sell these items. You order them. When you get them in, you need to see what you need to have to send these items to FDA. Now once you do it, you will have that stuff, and it's going to be easy for your next shipments. But your very first initial shipment, you need to make sure you know everything that you need to prep those items. I did make a video about prepping items, and it shows you like a start to finish how to prep your items. And just really look through that and make sure you have everything that you need for your specific item. You know, you may have larger items, you may have smaller items, they may not need packaging, they may already have barcodes on them. You know, there's different variables in it, but you need to make sure that you have everything available to you, so when you have your prep day, everything's right there and you can, you know, knock it out real quick. I'm all about saving time. I have a full-time job. I do my YouTube videos. I have several online businesses, you know, and there's a lot going on. And you know, I help take care of my parents. Both my parents have cancer. I try to take care of them. I foster kids. You know, I have so many different things going on that every little thing that I can do to save time when prepping my items or selling my items, I try to take advantage of that. Also, this is kind of a side note for that, but when you are selling items like from your home and you have you know, actual items that you have to send out, make sure you have everything in order in terms of like shipping, you know, how to ship your labels, you know, how much your shipping labels are going to cost. You have the paper, the proper paper to stick to your packages. You have your packaging ready. You have your bubble wrap. All those things, just make sure you have them handy so you can save any time that you can save. I got it down to where I can, from somebody submitting an order, I can have that order in the mailbox in less than 5 minutes, you know, one item. So that's really how you have to think about it, because it's all about time management. The number 2 thing is going to be having a promotional plan and schedule. So when I started doing Fulfillment by Amazon, I didn't realize that they had their own like promotions that you could do, and I utilized them in the beginning. What was happening was I didn't really realize that I was paying more for advertising than I was actually selling. So it shows you like the cost of goods sold, and it'll tell you, you know, you may be 300%. So what that means is that for every item that you're selling, you know, you're paying 300% more for the advertising for that item being sold, and you don't really want to be in that space. So really think about, you know, how you're going to do your ads, how much you're going to have on your ad spend. You know, you have to have a budget, a limit. What I do is for every item that I sell, I take a certain percentage of that and set it aside for advertising. That way there's always money for that and a budget for that, you know, to the side. So you want to really make a promotion, what I call a promotion schedule. So these are the promotions that I'm going to do on these days. You know, I'm going to promote Monday through Friday. You know, I'm going to have an ad spend of $15 a day, or $25 a day, or $50 a day, or $3 a day. Alright, so my number 1 thing, and I cannot stress it enough, is having realistic goals. I personally like having smaller, achievable goals. And I think a lot of people get discouraged because they have these big lofty goals, you know, to make $100,000 a month. And, you know, that's great to have a goal like that. But start out by saying, you know, I want to make $100 a month. You know, I want to make $500 a month. You know, have those smaller goals that can be achievable, because once you achieve that goal, you say, you know, I'm really attacking this plan, and I'm really getting to where I want to be. And, you know, you can have that broader goal, but, you know, don't limit yourself with a very large, like grand goal that is not achievable in the time space that you've gotten. So what I do is I look at what I'm doing, I look at my sales, and I look at how much I'm spending, and you know, I know I want to move product, but I need to look at, okay, this month my goal is going to be to make $300 on these watches. The $300 is going to bring me to a $200 profit, and I'm going to have $100 to reorder those watches. You know, have a goal like that, because at the end of the month you can say, boom, I made $700, and then, you know, Now you've achieved that goal. Now make a larger goal. Okay, now this month I'm going to strive for $1,000, or I'm going to strive for $1,500. Just having those smaller, more achievable goals, I think is going to be more of a motivation for you to keep going forward and keep moving. That's really all I got for today, guys. This is a revamp of an older video. So you may have came from that video to look at this video. I do have a lot of content about Fulfillment by Amazon, starting a YouTube channel, kind of tying Amazon, YouTube, all your e-commerce affiliate things into like one video, kind of combining everything into one online business. So if you like to follow me, please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can get notifications when I post videos. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks.